I love weird games. Across all genres, the indie game scene has always been home to wondrous curiosities that only the minds of the truly uninhibited game developer could conjure up. Browsing through the Steam store for a few minutes would tell you this simple fact. I'm always on the lookout for new hidden gems to add to my library, and at the start of this year, I ended up coming across this strange little game. A strange little game simply called Jeff. Jeff is a game by Jeremy COUILLARD. I hope I said his name right. The game's store page is packed with the usual screenshots, trailer, etc. that you expect to help you see what the game is actually going to be like. And yeah, I was pretty much immediately curious once I got a look at this fucking guy. We get some basic info, a synopsis of Jeff, which reads: you wake up as an alien from COUILLARD, not knowing what your name is or how you got there. Soon you discover that your planet has been taken over by a giant evil spa cult. You have to find a way to escape through a space-time ganglion that can take you to various alien colonies throughout the universe. Your goal is to get to Earth, where aliens are attempting to right the wrongs of humans by doing things such as forcing former billionaires to put together IKEA furniture for regular people. Among all the confusion of a recently colonized planet, you hear of a kidnapped scientist who can help you find out what your name stands for. Curiosity piqued, I bought the game to give it a go, and the experience I had was unparalleled. Without any further ado, let's take a look at the story of Jeff.
K.C. Jones.
How did I get here? Where am I? What is my name? We see ourselves loaded into a void filled with abstract connected architecture making up our surroundings. Floating on a textureless panel above a large pool of water, we control a strange looking creature, an alien from COUILLARD. We don't know our name, and we have no clue how we've ended up in this strange looking realm. A disgusting creature stares at us in the distance, a blob of deformed flesh with human features that give serious uncanny valley vibes the longer I look at it. Fuck me, that's gross. We drop down into the pool of water beneath us to find that we're not alone. We're surrounded by many other COUILLARD aliens that are identical to us. Let me talk to some spa goers and see what's up. So we can gather that we're in a spa of some sort. Definitely not a standard spa. Seems more like what you would imagine if an eldritch horror decided to try their hand at making one, but our fella says it's a spa, it's a spa. Talking to our first alien friend, we learn that Timmy teleported all Jeffs to the COUILLARD cult spa and erased everyone's memories. So we're called Jeffs, and the blob in the distance must be named Timmy, the being that teleported us to this place. It's notable that Jeffs is capitalized much like an abbreviation more than a name itself. We continued asking around for information from the other Jeffs. Talking to the others, we learn more about our goal. We have to escape and learn what our Jeff stands for. We also learn that Timmy has completely taken over the planet. It turns out that Timmy is harvesting our electrolytes for his fish tank. Okay, things are becoming much clearer now. Alright, no, they aren't, but we have a general idea of what's going on. We make our way to the gate at the end of the pool, ascending the stairs and approaching the big green Jeff letters at the end of the walkway. Looking down, there's yet another pool of water way below us. We have no other directions to head in, so we have no choice really but to jump to progress. Never been up here before. Well, you wouldn't know that now, would you, Jeff? Since your memory was erased and all. You stupid fuck. We see some other Jeffs praying in the center of the pool. We approach them and... Yeah, I don't know. Yes, you can probably tell from the gameplay I was sort of jump scared there. I admit I'm a bit of a pussy. We proceed into Timmy's cult maze, being given directions from another Jeff as to where to go to progress from the maze. Following the directions, we make our way... Sorry, minor drug trip. Anyway, we follow the directions until we make our way to the roof, finding another pool of water, which we are now informed is actually slime. Of course it is. We drop through the center of the slime bath and land on a walkway at the top of the maze. We proceed down the path, and after another encounter with Timmy, we drop into a portal. Where was I before I was up here? What did they call me? We enter another portal and we come to... well, we come to here. The egg, properly fertilized with the creative force and incubated, germinates new life. It's very clear what us entering this doorway symbolizes, but I'll leave it to your imagination. Anyway, once we slip ourselves inside, we find yet another portal which takes us straight to Timmy's sap factory. Making our way through, we learn from another Jeff that there's a new colonial outpost supposedly called Earth. Sounds familiar. One more portal and we are taken to the man, I think, of the hour, Timmy. How did you find me? Can you please feed my fish? I'll help you learn what your Jeff stands for. Timmy's design is inspired, I must say. As with everything else in this game, I'm sure the way that Timmy looks probably means something or is symbolic of something, but there's a lot to unpack in a Jeff playthrough, so honestly, I can just accept that he looks strange and move on so I don't have to fucking look at him anymore. We put our little headstock thing to the orb sticking out of the fish tank, feeding Timmy's fish that are inside. Timmy then ascends, revealing a space-time ganglion. Running up to it, we can see a map of different planets connected by lines. Karzalinks, Marzap, Polyps Pond, Sad Bedroom, Daytona, Afterlife, and finally, Earth. Interacting with the ganglion, we're given a prompt. Welcome to the Space-time Ganglion 42. Would you like to be chewed up and spit out by the universe at a predetermined location? Of course, we pick yes because that sounds fun. We can only select between Earth, and Earth as our destinations. After some consideration, I decided that Earth would be the best choice. The universe will take you to Skolgajar City on Marzap. From there, you can get to Earth and find someone to help you with your Jeff. See map for more details and then proceed through the door. Okay, fine. So we proceed into the ganglion and are literally chewed up and spat out by the universe. And we enter Jeff's first real mini-game of sorts that kind of acts as a level transition, and I'm just gonna let this play out. Alright, you good? You still with me? How was that? Was that fun? Anyway, then we get a small loading screen with some actually really cool art that I genuinely like. I mean, it's weird and unique to Jeff, and this game is filled with both wacky and bizarre content as well as genuinely like interesting artistic choices like this. I mean, I'd happily take some of this hand-drawn stuff that we see in these loading screens and make it like my wallpaper or something. It's really cool. Welcome to Skolgajar City. Current time is 48:49:394. Weather is 43% splat. We are now in our second location, Skolgajar City. To actually enter the city, we need 200 credits to open the door. Luckily, we can go straight through the other door to access the credit mechanism down a short path. I think by now you're probably starting to grasp how fucking weird this game is, right? But this is the shit I live for. Anyway, once we've gathered enough credits, we can make our way back to the door from the beginning. Opening the door, we're granted entrance to Skolgajar City. A disturbing looking little city filled with bizarre looking alien creatures going about their day. Skolgajar City kinda gave me the creeps when I first came here. The aliens walking around all have serious crackhead energy and they have a habit of falling over and fucking dying randomly. then respawning mere feet away and acting like nothing happened, babbling on about sleeping in the pink sweat of the old powdery moth. I want to die one more time before I live. Damn, alright mate, enough fucking cat for you. Talking to one of these strange looking female aliens, she tells us that she can't help us with our name because she's busy looking all over the place for her dog. She tells us that she'll give us this tooth that Doghead gave her if we can tell her where her dog is. We had stumbled across a lounging alien in a tub earlier who had told us that he saw a dog taking someone into a nearby building. So we have a general idea of where we need to go. We also find some dog prints leading off in a certain direction. We follow the tracks until we hear a dog barking and a man struggling. Finally, we find them. The alien's dog with a human in its maw. We don't help, we just fucking leave to tell the alien where her dog is. It sucks for you, buddy. Tooth obtained, we head back to the Ganglion to get out of Skolgajar. Thank Christ, I fucking hate it here. Reminds me too much of home. Returning to the Ganglion, the universe tells us that they're too embarrassed to open their mouth, having given away all of their teeth to Doghead in a bet at the races. Damn, the universe has gambling problems. We're cooked, boys. So, we need to get those teeth back from Doghead. The universe gives us a ticket for the races, but we'll need to get a scooter first before we're granted entry. To gain a scooter, you need a tooth, and to teach the seller 5 hallucinations. The tooth we obtained from the dog quest and the hallucinations are dotted around Skolgajar. All you really need to do is walk into the areas marked on your map for the hallucinations to trigger, and once you've got all 5 of them, you're sorted and you can head back to the seller and grab the scooter. Once we've gotten the scooter, we finally go confront Doghead at the race. Now that we've completed all of these strange fucking tasks, Doghead allows us into the race. You might have expected this guy to be another one of these weird alien dog hybrid things like the rest of the degenerates of Skolgajar, but no, he's just a guy with a dog thing sticking out of his head. You know, good stuff. Subverting expectations. Knives out. After being treated to more, in my opinion, great artwork in the loading screen, we're brought to the racetrack. An army of deformed homunculus spectating from the stands. Doghead announces, "Beat my time of 200, and I'll give you all the teeth you collect." And so, the race begins. It might not come across on video, I don't know, but the controls here are fucking terrible. Jeff just refuses to go where you want him to go, and it feels like you're sliding across the inner walls of Doghead's sopping wet, trying desperately to gather as much teeth as you possibly can. The sentences this game makes you utter are unprecedented. Overall, the race, it's alright. It controls terribly, but the environment kind of makes up for it by being so, I don't know, inspired. Anyway, we reached the end. I managed to get 120 free teeth and beat Doghead's dog shit record. And with that, the universe says, 120 free teeth and you beat the record. I'll send you to Earth now. After another transition game, we're greeted to a scene of our Jeff, now on Earth. We're also greeted to a little bit of lore about Earth in the universe of Jeff. A planet harboring a human civilization saved by alien colonists in the year 2056. A system humans invented called capitalism brought them to the brink of extinction through massive amounts of income inequality, violence, racism, and environmental neglect. The new colonists immediately eliminated all money in fossil fuels, as well as major and minor diseases. 9-to-5 jobs and the stock market were made illegal. Humans began dedicating most of their time to art, dancing, orgies, and psychedelic drugs. The previous rich inhabitants with no one to exploit became very depressed and despondent. Retraining camps were set up throughout Earth's cities to help acclimate them to a more just and less boring society. Our Wikipedia browsing is interrupted as we get a text from this guy. We chat about how Jeff's just moved to Earth and how he's learning more about it, and then we decide that we need to head out to buy a lamp for our place.
HOTR Home Furnishing is the only furniture store with 100% former millionaire assembled furniture. Our alien family-owned showroom serves as a re-education and labor camp for some of Earth's most formerly wealthy citizens. We have our prisoners elegantly assemble old flat-packed furniture all day so you don't have to. They're on their knees, sorting out the parts, interpreting the instructions, turning the hex bolts, having disagreements with loved ones. They want to be better. They want to join us in our alien utopia, and it is our hope that one day they will be able to. All proceeds are donated to the families of the formerly rich, so that they can afford old rundown apartments with roommates that are at least an hour train ride away from everything. Featured products include a couch, a bed, a nightstand, a mystical astral projection machine, and a lamp. HOTR Home Furnishing. Buy furniture, hate the rich.
We arrive at what is basically the Jeff equivalent of IKEA, a store for all your household furnishing needs. The fucking huge dog alien lady gives us the rundown of the place, and yeah, Jeff's a little guy. He's a short king, so to speak. Not sure of the relevance of this discovery, but yeah, I found it funny when I was playing, so I don't know, sorry. The formerly rich elite of Earth are busy around the store, being retrained by performing menial tasks. All the while, the weird dog lady keeps chatting shite at the bottom of the screen. She mentions... What the fuck? She mentions eventually reconnecting all humans to the source field, and that they've kidnapped a scientist to help us out, who we'll be able to go visit after we've gotten our lamp. This is a real easy area, you just have to collect all of the arrows that are pointing you where to go. You can go off track if you want, but there's not an awful lot around to interact with. Some aliens and some humans here and there, either chatting or engaging with their forced labor. Once we've collected all of the arrows, we can talk to our old pal Doghead, who's here for some reason. I have the base of your lamp soaking in a nectar of leftover alien dreams. Find the astral projection machine to get a light bulb. Alright, dog shit. We can take a shortcut to the astral projection machine via jumping into the bathing dog lady's crotch orb. Once we've jumped up and hit the lever, the astral projection machine springs to life. This thing tells us hopefully it'll work out, but things have been a little strange on the astral plane lately. An aurora borealis is reorganizing the furniture of space-time and telling nostalgic stories. And with that, we enter the astral plane. Standing in the palm of a giant woman, we fly, or swim, seemingly, through the air, with the goal of collecting 10 orbs to brighten our light. All the while, an unseen and previously unheard narrator who is rattling off what I assume is the nostalgic story that weird thing told us about earlier can be heard.
They moved downtown into an old dilapidated house. I went there to visit, and there was a mysterious clawfoot bathtub in the living room, filled with cold, dirty water. It smelled like wet wood and open beer cans. Everyone was drinking whiskey out of a plastic bottle and talking about ancient Babylon. Someone said, "This entire neighborhood population is the same size as the early Babylonian Empire." I was thinking about how for almost all of human history, we wandered in small groups picking up nuts and berries and huddling around fires. He looked at me and said, "The only ones who know what's going on are the ones who have no clue." The last I heard, he got a job as a mid-level manager at an insurance company. Now, just for today, the population of the city I moved to is exactly the same as the entire world's when writing was invented. Any day, some new invention is going to change everything.
I've tried for the life of me to find out what the fuck this guy is talking about, whether it was from like a book or something, but I have no clue. I don't know if Jeremy just made this up for the game, probably did. I'll just assume he did and run with it. I seriously could not find a source for this. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but honestly, I have no fucking clue what this gobshite is going on about. It feels like I'm back in university listening to a cathead tell me about his childhood holidays to unheard of trailer parks in Antrim. Anyway, we gather our fucking orbs and we make our way out of the astral plane. We're rather triumphantly welcomed back to the home furnishing store, where we now have to get a shade from an assembler for our lamp. Once we find the shade, the assembler tells us, "You want the shade? The shade was my father!" He angrily hurls the shade, his pop-pop, up into the roof, where we then must find a way up there to retrieve it, which we are handily guided through with the help of the trusty, totally not IKEA, arrows. We get the shade and... our lamp is finally assembled, and with that, we return home. Now that we've gotten the lamp to somewhat brighten up our place, we're back on to learning what our Jeff means. Yeah, that whole lamp thing was just like one kind of big useless detour from what we were doing originally, but at this point it's no use trying to ask questions, so we're better off just pushing forward. This thing, again, tells us that he might know someone who can help, and teleports us to Jacobo's. We're teleported to the waiting room of the office of a Dr. Grinberg, who the receptionist or secretary or whatever informs us is running a little late. So we read a few magazines while we wait for him. Yachts, Jacobin, old pornography. Afterwards, we take a seat and are given another lore dump, this time about the man of the hour, Dr. Jacobo Grinberg. Alright, get fucking ready for this. This is a fucking info dump and a half. Jacobo Grinberg was a Mexican neurophysiologist and psychologist. He studied Mexican shamanism, Eastern disciplines, meditation, astrology, and telepathy through the scientific method. He wrote more than 50 books about these subjects. Jacobo disappeared in December 1994. Jacobo Grinberg Zilberbaum was born in Mexico City in 1946. Grinberg decided to study the human mind when he was 12 years old after his mother died from a stroke. He studied psychology at the science facility of UNAM. In 1970, he went to New York City to study psychophysiology at the Brain Research Institute. He earned a PhD at the E. Roy John Laboratory. His PhD focused on the electrophysiological effects of geometric stimuli on the human brain. When he went back to Mexico, he founded a laboratory of psychophysiology. He founded a laboratory of psychophysiology at the Universidad Anahuac. Oh, fuck me. He founded a laboratory of psychophysiology at the Universidad Anahuac. He installed another laboratory of this kind in UNAM in the late 1970s. I've been thrown off my fucking groove here. He founded the
Instituto Nacional para el Estudio de la Conciencia
in 1987, financed by UNAM and Conosite. Jacobo published several of his books through Impact. Grinberg wrote more than 50 books about brain activity, witchcraft, shamanism, telepathy, and meditation. Jacobo put his reputation as a scientist in danger when he tried to use the scientific method in shamanism studies. He combined the two in his professional work, always trying to understand the magic world. Jacobo attempted to change the way that the relationship between science and consciousness is understood. His work exhibited the scientific basis for telepathy. It was often rejected by fellow scientists. Since December 8, 1994, Jacobo Grinberg has been missing. On December 12th, his family prepared a party for him to celebrate his 48th birthday, but he did not show up. It was common for him to make spontaneous travels or just not answer his phone for days, which is why his disappearance did not seem odd to his family in the beginning. There are many conspiracies surrounding Jacobo's disappearance. It has been speculated that NASA or the CIA kidnapped him after the US military became interested in his research on the relationship between metaphysical worlds and humans and tried to seize his work. Another theory is that he was kidnapped by the KGB prior to a trip to Nepal. Jesus Christ, right, you still with me? Alright, I managed to get fucking through that. That was a lot. The doctor is ready for us now. so we make our way into his office. Jacobo tells us, "Your name stands for something, and I would like to tell you about it. But first, you must clear your mind of impediments. Sit on this chair, and I will help you." So, we do just that. This guy seems trustworthy after all. We sit on the chair that looks oddly familiar, sort of like the astral projection machine we saw at the home furnishing store. Perhaps that wasn't the useless diversion after all. And now we must, literally, outrun our own demons. This section is literally just Temple Run, wherein you get chased down by increasingly strange and oddly specific demons that our Jeff has apparently been dealing with. You gotta swerve left and right and time it so that your demons impact the hurdles in your way and get knocked off track. Marijuana, ice cream, and pornography? Man, yeah, we are getting awfully personal. Nothing I like more than a bowl of Ben & Jerry's Kush and some Elden Ring Rule 34. Talking shit about people that care about you? Not a problem if no one gives a shit about you. Ha! Comparing your achievements to your friends? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Once we've defeated our demons, we are brought back to Jacobo's office, where he tells us, "Your mind is clear now, but your pineal gland is calcified. Sit back in the chair, and I will take you to the source field."
Sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Relax your head. Relax your chest. Relax your arms, your hips, your pelvis, your legs, feet, and toes. Take a deep breath. Hold it in. Release it slowly. Open your eyes. You are on a cloud. Up ahead is an altar. Approach the altar and sit on its cloud throne. It is going to take you on a journey through varying densities of consciousness until the most lightweight level unwraps itself before you.
We've reached the source field, which was alluded to earlier by the dog lady at the home furnishing store. And now we go over the final hurdle. We must ascend in a way, shielding ourselves from conventional electromagnetic frequencies that are spiraling towards us as we ascend.
Shield yourself from conventional electromagnetic frequencies that are spiraling toward you. Wrap yourself in a protective orb that repels negative vibrations. You are doing a great job. Breathe in and feel the energy emanating out from your pineal gland. Negative energy depletes the power of your pineal gland and calcifies it. The pineal gland is your third eye. It enables you to peer into the mystery that so badly wants to be seen. Breathe out and feel the protective shield around your third eye. Breathe in through your mouth. Exhale through your nostrils. Feel the breath. Feel your belly moving in and going out. My belly is growing so large that I look pregnant. At night, I stream vapid television shows and engorge myself on processed foods. I pull my shirt above my gut and let it air out. I rest the TV controller upon it. I feel like my mouth is a black hole that subsumes everything around it. My home orbits around my black hole mouth and sucks up thousands and thousands of dollars of consumer products that I am coerced into thinking that I need. I buy them and barely use them, and then throw them out and buy more and more. When I need a screwdriver, I open my closet and give up because it's just a giant pile of shit I don't want to deal with. So I buy another screwdriver, and when I'm done with it, I jam it into a pile and force the door to shut, but it will barely shut. The closet has a gut just like me. My drawers have guts. My cabinets have guts. My home has a gut. The city has a gut. Guts piled upon guts. Breathe in, relax, breathe out. Everything is loving energy. It is greasy from cooking oil and sex lube. I need to shave and buy new clothes and get out of the house. But I resent the world. I resent agriculture and steel. Why did we ever knock down forests to plant carbohydrates? All we had to do was fuck a little less and make art a little more and keep the population super low, and there would have been enough flora and fauna for everyone for millions of years. We only would have had to work like 15 hours a week, and now I'm working 55 or more if you factor in the commute. And I barely sleep and wake up every night thinking about politics at work, politics in the government, politics in my home. And if the politics can get just right, maybe I can have a better life somewhere else at some other time. But I know if I can't find one right here and now, then I never will. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Taste it. It is sweet. To breathe is good. To live is good. Breathe out all your problems and negative energy. We are all one. We are all fucked. We were fucked the day the earth was torn open and a seed was planted into it. Once I was young and I felt energy rushing through me like a violent stream rushes down a mountain. Now I am old, my knees hurt, and just like everyone else, I want ice cream and to be left alone, to have the shared experience of mindless entertainment. Breathe in. Loving energy is the main attribute of the source field. Our DNA is a quantum emergent phenomenon. My consciousness is merging with the source field, and together we are all watching a TV show about white people that hang out in a coffee shop while the icebergs break off into the ocean. Breathe out.
Jeff. Acronym name machine. Pineal gland decalcification complete. Press any key to generate a word. This is it. We're finally about to learn what our Jeff stands for. Without any further hesitation, let's do it. Let's crack this mystery once and for all. Joke, encourage, feedback. Wow. That's just, it's so deep. Are you satisfied with this name? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. And yeah, that's it. This ending screen will play, I think, forever on loop, generating new zany quotes and shit whilst the characters of the game jam out. Jeff is a weird game, a truly unique experience. It's really easy to write off as another in a long list of weird for the sake of it Steam slop. I get it, I really do. But Jeff unironically stuck with me after playing it, so much so that I went back to record more footage for this video months later. There's a very clear, not so subtle and recurring jab throughout at capitalism and our culture as human beings. I mean, the whole house furnishing store segment is literally about it being a retraining camp for the planet's formerly rich elite to prepare them for their new life in this new society created by their alien saviors. Jacobo himself at the end there even has a line that was really stuck with me because it does unironically go kinda hard. And together we are all watching a TV show about white people who hang out at a coffee shop while the icebergs break off into the ocean. You could probably argue that this game's got a really, I don't know, almost nihilistic view about humanity or some shit. I mean, the thing about Jeff though is that I don't know whether or not actively engaging with themes or whatever is even fucking appropriate. Does this mean something? Does that? Is it just meant to be funny? Was it all just made up as it went along? I don't know. But I like to think about it. I find myself weirdly thinking about this game quite often actually, and that on its own says something. I wasn't really familiar with Jeremy COUILLARD, if I'm still saying his name right, I really hope I am, before this game. But he's got other games that seem to follow the same really weird fucking vibes of Jeff that definitely have me curious. I think I'll definitely be making my way through his other games at some point, because there's seriously something about it that just kind of piques my curiosity. I live for weird, unique shit, whether it's video games, movies, shows, books, comics, manga, whatever. I appreciate stuff that's just fully its own thing, unapologetically. I have mad respect for it. As for Jeff, if you want to give this game a try for yourself, it's just under £3 on Steam at the time of writing this video, so yeah, it's insanely cheap. Which makes sense given that I finished the game in an hour tops. And I'd say it was well worth it. I don't know if I'd ever replay it again, seeing as I've played it twice now already. Once as a first playthrough, recording some footage, and then once again to record better footage for this video. But for a one-shot experience for dirt cheap, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So, that was Jeff. Aye, so, it's been a while since I uploaded. Again, yeah, that tends to happen around here. Busy with work and rotting at home watching lolcow documentaries took up a lot of my time. I appreciate anyone that stuck around, if anyone, and I hope this sort of change in video wasn't irritating or something. I don't usually tend to do sort of long-ish form videos about random stuff, but this one went a little bit overboard. It's kind of hard to gloss over stuff casually with a weird fucking game like this. So yeah, I don't think this video should be too long, but there is a chance it might be quite a bit longer than the usual random little commentary thing I do over a game. So yeah, whatever. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, as I said, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Play that movie. I want you to smile.